Since time immemorial, humans have waged war. Some scholars believe these wars are started over limited resources, religions, or possibly the rule of threes. Two comics from Houston, Texas believe that all strife comes from one group of people looking at another group of people and thinking, that group's hats are silly, and I hate them. Welcome to Silly Hats, a history podcast, with your hosts Will Loden and Nick Palermo.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Silly Hats. Now, we here at Silly Hats, we have a theory, nay, a filosofia, philosophy.
Yeah.
That basically states that wars they don't start because people worried about, like economics, politics, religion. They start because one group of people looks at another group of people and they say, "Hey, your hats are stupid.
I want your shit.
I want your shit.
Give me your shit."
Yep.
And we prove that on this podcast.
Every single time.
And we're your host, and that's Will Loden.
And over there, that's Nick Palermo.
Hi.
Yep. So, Nick, you want to know what we're talking about today?
I would love to know.
Yeah.
What's our conflict?
Our conflict today is the Seminole Indians
Okay.
versus the United States government.
Okay. You hate to start a story where you know when it ends. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
all right. I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Well, like they both looked at each other's hats and they said, "No, thank you."
Yeah.
Before we really get into well, first off, all right, let's give the Seminoles their due, right? They're the
Absolutely.
They're the only Native American group that never technically surrendered to the United States
Oh,
government.
dope.
Yeah, good for them. It's the most expensive Native American war that's ever happened. The U.S. government sunk a lot of resources into Florida, and
They didn't know Tallahassee was going to be
yeah,
there.
exactly. And actually, they caused a lot of casualties too. So the Seminoles actually, they lost, but they still fought.
Yeah.
But it's a fun.
It was a good fight. Like
It was,
some, you watch an MMA fight. Like that was. I mean,
Yeah.
he lost, but it was a good.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good one.
They squabbed.
They never tapped out.
Yeah.
Uh,
He didn't tap out like a bitch. He went to sleep like a man.
Yeah, exactly. And so I guess to start, I just want to kind of explain who the Seminole are.
Please do.
Yeah. So they're. So by the time the Seminole Indian Wars actually happened, a bunch of weird stuff had happened in America.
What year is this again? Did you say?
The first war started in 1815.
Okay.
But before we even get there, all right. So English come over, they start coughing on everyone, and
It's a pretty good summary. you know, which
a little flippant, but pretty.
a little flippant.
But yeah, so they start coughing on everyone. They depopulate a bunch of portions of the
That's
the
a little
East
flippant.
Coast. Yeah. A lot of people died.
Depopulate.
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it. Yeah.
Well, that's a really a churched up genocide.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah, we could argue about what a genocide is, but I don't think. Yeah.
Maybe on a special.
Right.
Maybe on a special episode behind a paywall.
Yeah. There we go. Exactly. So there's a bunch of groups of Native Americans in the 1700s that are north of Florida. So the Spanish own Florida, right? Mm-hmm. They have a pretty hands-off approach. The Spanish never really had a bunch of
Like
people.
a franchise.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, hey, we own you, but also just give us our shit and we'll get the fuck out of here. We'll just stay. We'll stay in Pensacola, which sounds like my grandpa. But that was where St. Augustine and Pensacola, where the Spanish normally hung out. The Creek Indians, who were based out of Alabama and Georgia, they got into major conflicts with the Americans and the British.
Alabama Indians are funny. You think about like redneck Indians. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, tobacco. I don't know. All right, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Confederate flag feathers. This seems weird.
All right.
I don't like this.
Yeah. Get off my land. Yeah. Yeah. My name's Billy 2 Feet, and then and so the Creek Indians They get into big fights. The War of 1812, they sided with the British, which pissed the Americans off quite a bit.
Yeah.
They sided with the British during the American Revolution.
Ooh.
Yeah, rough.
Well, then now you're just in their house. You're like,
Yeah,
I thought the other guys were gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now we're just here.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just still here.
Yep. And
This is uncomfortable.
so the Creek Indians, they adopted a lot of European like ways. Like they settled down, they started farming, they started doing all this stuff. A couple of sects of Creek Indians said, "Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I don't. These people are terrible. We're going to
Make
Florida."
Pensacola great again.
Yeah, exactly. And then they headed south, and they started. They were living in North Florida and Central Florida, hanging out. Now, this is still owned by Spain at the time,
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of slaves would run away.
Mm-hmm.
And they would go to Spain because the Spanish had already stopped slavery, and the Creek Indians that moved to the south were like, "Yeah, you can come fucking chill with us, dude."
Yeah.
And so there's a beautiful blending of Afro Native American culture that's really fun. That created like a part of that. The term Seminole actually comes from the Spanish term cimarrones, which just means the wild ones or the runaways, and so it became a bastardized term that turned into Seminole.
The wild ones sound cool. The runaways sound like fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't talk shit about me. You sound homeless, you piece of
Talk
shit. The wild
shit.
oes seem like I'm an outlaw.
Yeah,
It sounds cool.
Yeah, exactly. They basically built like Louisiana flood houses that are on stilts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were building in northern Florida because they just like they
Bunch
lived
of Galveston homes.
Yeah, a bunch of Galveston homes basically, and they would live on those. The men were hunters, the women were farmers. It was really fun. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it was
wasn't
really
there.
fun.
Yeah, that sounded.
It sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound fun to me.
manual labor sucks.
Yeah, and no release. You just living in back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
Exactly. No TikTok.
Their weed must have been awful.
Yeah. So in 1811, this guy Tecumseh, he was a Creek chief. He basically said, "Fuck you, America." Started fighting. The Americans sent this general in who's gonna be a big part of this story. I don't know if you've heard of him, Andrew Jackson. Real friend of the native.
Yeah.
He fights against Andrew Jackson
Personally.
Old Hickory.
With knives.
Yeah. Andrew Jackson. He likes killing banks and Native Americans. That's what he does.
And legacies.
Yeah. And he fought. He lost. The Tecumseh's men were known as the Red Sticks. I didn't do a lot of research into that. I probably should have done more.
Yeah.
They lost. They were not a part of the Creek Nation. Like they were like an offshoot, like splinter cell sect. But unfortunately, Andrew Jackson made the Creek people give up 21 million acres of Georgia. They were like,
that sounds like most of Georgia.
Yeah,
I don't know how many
that
millions of acres, but
swaths of Georgia. That's a lot of Georgia.
I don't know if they have hollers there, but that's a lot of the hollers. That's 80% of the hollers.
80% of the hollers in Georgia. That sounds like a good band name. Yeah. So, yeah, they're still furious about. And then the War of 1812 happens, and the Red Sticks, they help the British again.
Yeah.
Once again, infuriating.
Red coats, red sticks.
Yeah. Hand in hand. Yeah. Red coats.
Their branding matches. That's
all
important.
about branding. All about
It's
branding.
always been about branding.
Yeah.
Silly hats, branding.
Silly hats, branding. The Red Sticks, the what are left after they lose to the War of 1812 and against Andrew Jackson, flee, join the Seminoles. The Seminoles, once again, really cool with letting people join. They're like, yo, what up? Oh, you don't like those people too? You want to come live in a swamp? Welcome aboard.
Enemy of my enemy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, in 1815, this is when the Seminole War starts. A bunch of escaped slaves occupied an old British fort in northern Florida, which is still owned by the Spanish. But
an old British fort.
in Florida.
In Florida, owned by the Spanish.
So the Spanish, once again, the Spanish never like really fucked around outside of their cities.
Yeah.
The British had more people, so they would just kind of build things, and like we didn't have GPS at the time.
So, but there's escaped slaves from
Georgia and from like South Carolina.
Okay.
So like it's
and then they
So like they were headed south instead of north because at the time it wasn't totally free in the north.
Yeah.
You know, and so you're like, all right, I'll just go to a different country. A lot of the escaped slaves would go from this old fort to Cuba. They would go to Cuba, and but there was a lot of stuff like that. Now, United States government historically not super stoked when black people arm themselves.
Historically, presently, whatever. Whatever time period. Pick a time period. Pick a year, any year.
Any year. Go on. Here we go.
They want to unarm black people.
Do you remember
year?
Do you remember that California governor that passed the first gun control laws? That liberal cuck.
Governor Jerry Brown?
No, his name was Ronald Reagan.
Oh.
He got really mad.
Oh, yeah.
He got really mad.
Oh,
when
and
the black,
amnesty.
Yeah, he got really mad when the Black Panthers would follow around police officers in Oakland. He's like, y'all got to have a permit for this, and we are not going to give you one. But yeah, so the government was...
A lot of nice ramifications.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. So the government wasn't super stoked about what they called the Negro Fort.
Jesus.
And so they sent a general by the name of Edmund Gaines, getting those gains.
I didn't care for that.
I didn't either. I was trying. For those of you only listening to audio, I certainly didn't flex my muscles.
He did a flex muscle, both arms, not just one. It was a double flex. He double flexed on y'all.
Yeah. Edmund Gaines, he went down into Florida, which is once again still owned by the Spanish, but the Spanish can't do anything.
Whatever,
he went down
man.
with 100 regular soldiers and 150 Creek warriors. The Creek do not like the Seminoles because they were like offshoots, they were like, oh, so you're just gonna take our we don't like you.
Okay, so like a Presbyterian, that
Episcopalian sort of, yeah, Protestant beef.
Yeah.
And
IRA issues.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they decided to go conquer what they called the Negro Fort, and they surrounded the fort. And once again, this is not a lateral operation of forts. Like the Americans brought this gunboat down a river and shot a bunch of cannons into the fort and blew up where they were holding all their supplies and powder and ammunition and pretty much killed everyone down there.
Yeah.
And that pissed the Seminoles off. Rightfully.
As it would.
Yeah. You're coming into land that's not yours, killing people. Yeah, killing people that were
your buddies.
Yeah. Killing our
Hey,
our
I
people.
said they could be here.
Yeah, exactly.
They're my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
You just murdered my friends in my house.
Exactly. And
I don't know where you're from. We're not cool with that sort of thing.
That's exactly what happened. And so they're like, all right, you want to play games? We'll play games. They started raiding southern Georgia. So the Seminoles are riding out. They're raiding southern Georgia. There was a trade ship.
And I listen to Gunsmoke. Those raids are terrifying.
Yeah.
As portrayed on Gunsmoke.
Yeah. They're raiding all of this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Native Americans tortured too. I'm not saying that anyone's holier than thou. There's a riverboat going down a river near the Panhandle of Florida. Gets caught by the Seminole warriors. They kill 50 men, women, and children and take all the guns.
So many gamblers died that day.
Exactly. So 50 people died. There were probably maybe 100 Native American warriors. Guess who the United States government calls back to fight Indians?
Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, big boy Andrew Jackson.
He's just been sharpening knives waiting.
He's just sitting there. He's like, you know what? I conquered New Orleans. I beat the Creek Indians. I am the greatest of all time.
He's just sitting there hating someone different than him.
Yeah. So General Gaines sent in 250 people to fight the Seminole. What are you going to do, Andrew Jackson? Oh, that's a great question. I'm gonna get 500 Army regulars, 1,000 Dixieland militia, which is
Sounds scary.
yeah, they get worse later.
Oh, Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah. They get worse later.
And 2,000 Creek warriors this time. And so the Creek warriors are a fascinating group of people because after they got beat by Andrew Jackson, they really like worked with him very, very well. And so Andrew Jackson comes in, does a lot of cool stuff, just starts burning villages, just marching through. He's marching west.
A pillaging.
Yeah, just a pillaging, marching through, burning everything, killing everyone, doing cool stuff. He does a really cool thing where he captures a British ship and flies British flags, and he gets 3 Seminole chiefs to come onto the ship and executes them just immediately without trial. And then he kills 3 British traders who were selling the Seminoles guns.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, definitely. Like,
it's pretty funny.
Yeah. yeah. I wouldn't do that either. The British were pissed, but once again, well, what could they do?
Also, we're talking wars.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't.
Right. That's exactly it. So we're talking wars. Yeah. No, I understand.
Oh, murder.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I know one of your theories where you're like, you should just kill everyone so they can't come back to haunt you.
I don't know if it's my theory. It's what I've learned through history.
Yeah, exactly.
It's history's theory. I'm translating.
Yeah. So Andrew Jackson, he pushes the Seminole down into the swamp. He tries to go through the swamps. Once again, you can't find people on their home turf, if you're just like stomping through it like an idiot.
He's a push him down the swamp. I was picturing him physically holding someone down in the swamp, which I'm sure he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how Swamp Thing was born.
Right. Exactly. So he doesn't. We have no idea how many Seminoles there are. But basically, Andrew Jackson gets bold, declares that he wins, and goes home. In 18,
I killed like 98% of them.
exactly.
Going the fuck home.
I got them all. I want to go back to my home in Tennessee. And yeah, so Jackson invades Florida. Yeah, he declares he wins, just goes home. A couple of years later, Spain, recognizing the inevitable, they're just like,
Y'all want Florida?
yeah. Y'all want Florida.
Pretty crazy there.
Yeah, exactly. How much you gonna cost? $5 million. They sold Florida for $5 million.
Oh, wow. I thought they were going to come back 2.5.
Yeah.
You think it's worth 5?
Yeah, exactly.
They're checking out the electricity. We got to replace this foundation.
Exactly.
No, this is a teardown.
This is a teardown. What is St. Augustine, really? Yeah. So there's they sell them Florida, and so now the Seminoles are actually on American land, technically. 1823, the Treaty of Moultrie Creek is signed, basically where the president and everyone, they're like, all right, you can stay in Central Florida in the swamps, do what you do, leave us alone.
Yeah.
Now, in 1830, this guy that we haven't heard of before gets elected president. His name's Andrew Jackson.
Well, he did such a good job.
Yeah, he did such a good job. Andrew Jackson forced through 2 things. One, he killed I think the first or second National Bank of America, just because he got into a fight. He's like, I don't trust the bankers. Keep all your money in mattresses. Also, all of the Native Americans need to go west of the Mississippi. Just, couple of things.
Couple of kind of big things.
Yeah.
Pretty big. We're starting big.
Yeah, starting big. So, so they nullify the treaty that they signed 7 years ago. This is if you
nullify is a really fancy way to be like, fuck you. Do something, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
We nullified it.
Yeah, exactly.
We stamped it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we had some people in Washington say that we didn't have to follow the rules anymore.
We'll murder you.
Yeah. Yeah. So then the Indian Removal Act. Basically, Andrew Jackson, he sends different diplomats and everyone to all these different peoples to go like, no, Oklahoma's the shit.
Convince them to leave their homes that they've only known for their entire existence. Yeah, I bet I could do that.
Yeah, exactly.
The hubris.
The arrogance behind that statement. That's
behind the plan and the individual. So like, no, I can do this. I got this.
dude.
I'll convince.
That's young stockbroker energy right there.
That's what made Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street energy.
Yeah, exactly. What are we doing? I don't know. We just fucking.
I'm gonna go talk these rubes out of their home.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking beats. Whatever.
I threw your feathers over there.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
So they get a bunch of Seminole chiefs, and they're like, "Hey, you guys want to go check out Oklahoma?" And I think it was like 12. It was about 12 chieftains, and yeah, I think it was 12 chieftains, and basically 10 of them said, "Fuck you,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that." And then 2 guys got bribed and signed the treaty. And so basically, it was, you know how they're like
Got bribed with what? Money?
probably
To do what? To spend where?
We
In Oklahoma? With nothing?
Yeah.
There's nothing there. What are you going to do with whatever we give you?
Right. Yeah.
This is dumb.
2 of the chiefs basically agreed to the treaty, and then it's like the 4 out of 5 doctors prefer crest.
9 out of 10 doctors smoke camels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 9 out of 10 doctors smoke camels. But in this instance, it's 9 out of 10 doctors went fuck you.
Yeah.
And 1 doctor said, "Oh, okay."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Nope, looping y'all all in together."
Yeah.
Also, the a bunch of the Creek Indians signed this as well, and we know y'all are Creeks, right? And they're like, "No, we've been fighting each other since we left. What you
Whatever.
hired them to fight us?"
Indians, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the Seminoles just stay where they've agreed to stay, and then the United States government goes, "All right, you got 1 year."
We don't say things we mean.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
You thought we were being serious.
Yeah.
You were serious about that.
Yeah. What, you were serious about that?
My favorite Joe Pesci line. My cousin Vinny. You were serious about that.
Yeah. Basically, and then they're like, then they're like, the United States government goes, "All right, you have 1 year to vacate the premises."
The fucking balls. It's outrageous.
Yeah.
Like it's shocking the things that someone can say to someone else with a straight face.
Oh
Like,
my God.
leave. You have a year. How fucking dare you? You just got here.
Yeah.
How fucking dare you? Like, well, whatever.
Oh, we're gonna grow oranges here, and one day we're gonna be a lot of OnlyFans accounts in Tampa. So
Yeah.
skedaddle.
It's like funny news stories
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah.
So get out.
Exactly. Yeah. Florida man tells Native
Yeah.
Americans to move to Oklahoma. Just,
Florida man ruins generations of lives.
yeah. So there's some tension.
Is there?
Yeah. And
What if someone came in right now while we were recording this, like, get out? Like, what? Who the fuck are you? Just some guy. Get out.
No.
This place looks nice. I want it. Get out.
Yeah. Radu signed a treaty saying you have to leave.
Yeah.
What? No. So one chief who ends up being big fucking badass chief for the Seminoles is named Osceola. Now there's this and we
Sounds
think
like a delicious Italian dish.
yeah. I've been making Osceola for hours.
Can I have I hear the Osceola here. It's
It's
fantastic.
fantastic,
You
yeah.
have to try the Osceola.
It's homemade recipe
Homemade.
from scratch.
Just like your mom used to make Osceola.
Yeah. Osceola, he's
Let's make it a recipe. Someone make that a recipe.
Oh, please, yeah.
Let's start doing stuff like this.
Dude, definitely.
Rumors, fake recipes. This
Yeah.
is what I want to do with this program. Osceola, make that a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Make it Italian though.
No, something like
no, yeah.
Czechoslovakia. Makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah. So Osceola, he's a chief of the Seminoles. There's this apocryphal story. I couldn't ever it's just one of those things from like the 1800s, you know, where they're just like, Wild Bill could shoot through 3 aces, and Osceola,
Couldn't see a guy behind him.
yeah,
You know?
Osceola became one of the chief. He's a chief. He became friends with an American surveyor who was getting them ready for the Trail of Tears. A guy by the name of Wiley Thompson.
Never trust a Wiley.
Yeah, exactly. No, but Wiley befriended Osceola, and to show that friendship,
sounds like the restaurant, Wiley and Osceola.
that is the restaurant.
That's the restaurant.
Dude, open kitchen floor plan. Amazing.
The
Amazing.
decor.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Core concept, beautiful, rotating seasonal menu.
It was like Gordon Ramsay. It was a Gordon Ramsay restaurant.
God damn it.
Unprofessional.
No, it's everything rings on this shit. But all right, Osceola and Wiley, they become friends. Wiley gives Osceola a rifle.
I thought you were going to say a
sh-
blanket. That is not his friend.
This is Florida. This is Florida. We don't give blankets. We give guns. He gives him a gun after, and then he's like, "So are y'all gonna move?" But here's my friend. Osceola kills Wiley Thompson with the gun. Yeah.
That's so funny. That's just funny.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Wiley died a Wiley Coyote death. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And so
It was an Acme gun.
beep, beep, yeah. So then they send then the United States government sends the troops in again. They send a bunch of troops
They keep their guns.
Yeah. they send the troops under the General Thomas Jessup. Like there were a couple of generals before Thomas Jessup, but like this is I think this is a wonderful apocryphal story for Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's a bunch of crackers trying to get through the jungles and the swamps, and they keep getting sick. All right, so like this is way before
Medicine.
the medicine they had was like opium and
Leeches.
yeah,
and shit,
exactly. Yeah. So they keep getting sick. The Seminoles, they're attacking supply lines. They're just like, all right, oh, you've got a big ammunition cart. They're attacking in small groups.
Mm-hmm.
They're attacking in small groups. Everyone gets really mad, and then Thomas Jessup pulls an Andrew Jackson cool trick, flies the flag of peace, captures Osceola, and then Osceola gets sick in prison and dies within 3 months.
Oh, Jesus. What a sad end.
Surprisingly, though, American newspapers hated that.
Really?
They called it a cowardice tactic to fly under the flag
Oh.
of peace. Yeah, so like Thomas Jessup, that is his last time
So
he had to
Andrew Jackson was like, right?
yeah,
That was...
Yeah, what a coward.
What a pussy, right, guys?
Yeah.
Let's kill him before any more talk of this continues.
Right.
Before any comparisons can be made.
Yeah. Yeah. And so before any comparisons are made, but once again, this is just rough. It's just rough by 1842, right before there are 95 Seminole men and about 200 Seminole women left.
Jesus. Period?
In Florida. Some of them had when the Americans captured the Seminoles, they would literally ship them to Oklahoma. They're just like, go, hope you make it.
Go Sooners.
Yeah. Boomer Sooner.
And then took their things.
Yeah. In 1850, the governor of Florida tried to bribe the rest of the Seminoles to leave the swamps. Like basically, like what was going on, and like these wars, they never ended with any treaties or anything. It was just like, all right, I think they're all gone, and then they're like people.
God damn it, they're here
yeah,
again.
Exactly. Yeah. Why do I keep getting shot at anytime I want to pet a manatee? And,
I want to go manatee riding with my kid, as you do.
Yeah. Every time I see these people, and they come up and they use a musket and they shoot at me. And in 1850, the governor tried to bribe the last of the Seminoles to move to Oklahoma, and this is crazy money at the time. The governor was going to pay $500 per woman and child to move and $850 per man. None of them did it.
Yeah.
They were just like, we're just going to chill in the swamp. This will be cool. And then during the Civil War, the Confederate government came down and they were like, hey, guys, y'all aren't going to fight for the Union, right? Right? Huh? And they're like, you want to give us some guns? And they're like, to not fight for the Union. And so that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you saying it like that? Can I have the guns?
Can I have the guns? Yeah, but they ended up getting the guns.
Just a lot of squinting back and forth.
Exactly. You're not going to trick me, right? You've never tricked my people before, have you?
A lot of hmmery.
Yeah. Yeah, and they stayed neutral during the War of Northern Aggression.
They Switzerland it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a bone to pick with Switzerland, but they financed World War II. Those assholes really caused a lot. Oh, we are neutral. No, you financed Nazis with gold from Jewish teeth. Like, you're assholes. Sorry.
A bit of a tangent.
All right. Yep. We're coming back. We're coming back to our own problems here in America.
Which are significant.
Very.
And ongoing.
But yeah, so that was really the last
Man.
Yeah, that was the last of it.
And again, the bribe didn't work.
The bribes.
I don't know why they thought it would.
Yeah. Yeah, so there were just... You just
The
petered
amount
out.
of times we think we can convince people to abandon their religion and their home is crazy.
Yeah, it is...
It's crazy. But it's better. Like, don't you just trust us?
Pretty nuts, yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Wow, come on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the argument. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I don't know why we're doing this. Yeah. Yeah. So that was pretty much.
Yeah. And another one where it's like, the people are gone.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn it.
Well,
They're
actually,
not gone.
no. On the bright side, because of all, and I looked this up. There's a couple of Confederate tribes in Oklahoma that are Seminole Indians. There's 16,000 Seminole Indians in Oklahoma that are all descendants.
You say Confederate tribe?
Confederated.
Oh.
Sorry, not like.
I thought you said
once again,
Confederate
was that a
tribe.
callback?
Yeah,
That's a
I was
callback
like,
to the Alabama redneck.
Yeah. I was like, wait, is that real? Was that real?
Confederated, not Confederate.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There are 16,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Seminoles on the rolls in Oklahoma. There are like 2,000, 3,000, I think, still in Florida.
Oh. And I hope a lot of them just aren't on the rolls. I would not here's my information.
Right. Well,
I wouldn't. No.
Yeah.
You've done bad things with this information in the past.
Right. Well,
historically speaking, I'd rather you not know about me.
I think the rolls are just for the tribe so they can get dividends and payouts from the casinos.
Oh,
and
then
stuff.
I'd sign up 5 times.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm an idiot.
There-
I don't know what I'm
there are
talking
a couple of Nicky Palermos. Yeah, I'm Creek. Why you asking questions? You can go up a creek.
Hey. Oh.
There we go. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so obviously the winners.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
They're the Tampa Bay Devil Rays now. And
All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Cool.
All right, we figured that one out.
yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was one of those we knew the beginning of. We really did
Right.
Tarantino that one.
Yeah, we kind of did.
We kind of did. You dropped your notes. We joked about Tarantinoing it, and then we kind of did.
Yeah, exactly.
That worked well.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Came together.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. Bye.
We love you.
Yeah.
Hat word of the day. This is the hat word of the day.
This is the hat word of the day. Thank you, German woman. This is the hat word of the day. Will, what's our hat word?
Our hat word of the day is watch cap.
Watch cap.
A watch cap.
Sounds like a sequel to Watchmen.
Yes. A watch cap, it was originally a wool knitted, it's a beanie. It's a beanie that was invented for sailors because it got cold, and now everyone's lighting their Carhartt on fire.
Beanies were from sailors?
Yeah, beanies were for sailors because like they couldn't like before.
And
like,
now just Austin's a mask.
now
with
it's now
fucking-
skateboarders. Yeah, no, because like you didn't want your hat to blow off in the wind, so you just kind of wanted it tight and around you. It's used to be made of sheep's wool. It was started in England.
They both like their freedom.
Yeah.
They like to be on open waters or
Yeah.
open concrete.
shredding the nar.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Here we go.
Could not have, literally.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no. So like if you ever see a hipster in Portland, go, hey, nice watch cap.
Oh, they'll probably know what it is.
Ah.
They'll probably know it.
Ah.
And they'll be like, yes, I got this.
Do you like the life aquatic?
It rains a lot here. And whatever else they say.
We have cheap Bloody Marys at our strip clubs on Sundays. That's cool. All right, Portland.
One redeeming quality. That show's dope. That one show was funny.
Yeah. Fred Armisen.
Yeah,
and
Portlandia.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's how we end this segment, referencing an old show.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That was it for this.
Yeah.
Bye.
Watch out, here they come, and they're coming fast. It's time for silly facts from the past. Silly facts from the past.
What's good, everybody? Now it's time for silly facts from the past. These are facts that I picked up on the way while doing some research about
From the time period?
From the time period. This is a longer time period too. I've been doing a couple of like because the Seminole Wars lasted like 60 years.
Just- yeah.
just like they always say
Humanity's appetite for war is never quenched.
no, it's not.
Is what we're learning.
Pretty much. We'll fight over
How many 100 years wars have there been? A lot.
A lot, yeah, and then they still don't like each other afterwards. But here's some fun facts from the past. In 1816, when the first Seminole Indian War started, that was called the Year Without Summer because of severe global cooling in the northern hemisphere because of a volcanic eruption on Mount Tambora in Indonesia. There was like some really crazy stuff like that, and that just got me down a rabbit hole because the reason that people over a certain latitude line drink beer as opposed to wine is because sometimes the world gets colder and they're like, all right, we're using fucking hops instead of grapes. And so yeah, like it was really, really cold.
The year, what was it?
The year the year without summer. The year without
that
summer.
sounds like an emo kid's new, like debut album.
Right, yeah, year without
The
summer.
year without happiness.
Stuck in high school once again.
It's matte black. The cover's matte black. A matte black picture on a matte black cover.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so here's another fact from 1816. On July 9th, the United Provinces of South America, Bolivia, Argentina, Uruguay, parts of Brazil, declared their freedom from Spain. So basically, Spain got divested from all of the New World, but at least they made a profit off of selling Florida. Everyone else was like, fuck you. We're tired.
Man, yeah, they're like, they kicked them out of Florida? Fuck that. Fuck that. I have no respect for these cocksuckers. No, they're not. They're running us.
Yeah.
They can't run Florida. Florida. They never got any respect.
Yeah, exactly.
Rodney Dangerfield is safe.
No respect.
I didn't care for that.
Boo. And then the final fact is at the close of the Seminole War in 1856, a guy by the name of Gideon T. Stewart created the Prohibition Party.
What a fucking prick.
Yeah, dude.
He sounds like an asshole that doesn't know how to have fun.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, Gideon wants us to not drink? I bet he
like
does.
the Bible, Gideon's Bible. Yeah.
That's funny. I know so little about religion. I didn't even know that. It just sounds like a lame dude.
Yeah,
It's like, shut up, Gideon. God damn it.
Dude. He started the Prohibition Party, and what really pushed the Prohibition Party was letting women vote. They got tired of all of us drinking in the early 1900s.
No, that's not. It was just the drunks, the abuse of drunk. Don't put it on the women. They're sick of getting punched all the time because they were drunk. Silly. If they didn't have the right to
Ruin 'em
vote.
a good time. Ow!
Sometimes I like to hit the bar and then you. It's Friday.
It's
Friday's for the boys.
Yeah.
And hitting you.
And Saturday and Sunday and
Tending
Monday.
to your wounds. That's our weekend. Don't fuck up the system.
Right.
That's American like apple pie.
Yep. So those are our history facts.
That's what hangover actually meant originally.
Yeah. I'll hang my hand over you. Yeah, so those are our silly facts of the week. Wacky
Wacky facts.
Wacky
Oh,
facts.
we should have maybe called it wacky facts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we got a jingle and everything. We're not changing
yeah,
it.
exactly.
And it's got the brand name in it. No,
Right.
wacky facts is good though.
Well,
Oh well,
no, there we go.
silly facts.
There we go.
All right, now it's time for shout-outs. This is when we like to, as the name suggests, shout out to people, generally teachers that have inspired us. Will goes teachers often. Yeah, we'll let you start because you remember your teachers. Who would you like to shout out?
Well, before I get to my
Maybe-
teachers,
maybe it's
I think
not a
we
teacher.
should do our big shout out. We do that at the end. Never mind.
Yeah.
Let's reshoot that. Sorry about that.
What are we doing again?
Shout outs.
Oh yeah. All right, this is shout outs. This is where we, as the name suggests, shout out people. Generally teachers, people that have inspired us, stuff like that. Who do you have for us today, Will?
Shout out to my 5th grade teacher and 6th grade. She transferred schools with me, Miss Palante.
yeah.
She was really cool. She was my 5th grade teacher.
Ride or die.
Yeah, dude. She taught me how to wear deodorant. Just because she said I was a
Wait,
fat.
what grade was this?
5th grade.
Jesus.
I was a fat, smelly kid, and
Okay.
I think.
Do you not have deodorant before 5th grade?
Well, I think I did. I just didn't use it, and she was just like, "Will, you smell, and you don't need."
You're
to
not
be
one of the people that
yeah,
can skip
yeah,
it.
Yeah, yeah,
Some people can. You're not one of them.
Exactly. Yeah, no, she taught
Todd
me.
over there, Todd
Todd-
can skip it. You can't.
His balls haven't dropped yet.
Todd's 35 pounds.
Yeah, Miss Palante, she was a fantastic teacher. She transferred to my middle school too, and we made fun of all the rich kids who had really funny stuff. She was a Gator, so go Gators! Thank you, Miss Palante. Big shout out to you.
All right. I don't have any teachers that I can remember. I was really trying to think of a teacher this time. I'm like, fuck, I swear to God, I think I've exhausted my teachers. I'm gonna look up my yearbook.
Yeah, there you go.
It's funny. I don't remember any of my teachers, but I have all of my yearbooks. Never even thought to look. Now, one time, till this second, did I think to look. Oh.
Call your
Shout out-
mother.
Shout out to this math teacher who didn't catch me for being really, really high one day in class. And I looked at my notes from the next day, and it was gibberish. I was writing, taking notes. I thought I was doing good. It was fucking gibberish. That was the highest I've ever been in class.
I love high stories in class. You just say, "What? Do you remember when you thought that you could get away with being high in class?"
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, my eyes aren't red." Somebody's like, "They're blood." They were solid red. It was it's crazy that you think they're not red. I don't know how no one's talked to me.
Too much paperwork.
Yeah.
A lot of teachers just become old jaded cops. They're like, "I'm not gonna send you to the fucking office. I gotta do all this."
One of my buddies, he did bars for a week straight, to where he would eat that. He said he would wake up in the morning, and that was the first thing he'd do, would take more bars.
Jesus.
And I always knew he was still doing it because his hair was gelled all fucked up. It's all different directions. His clothes don't match. And he just walked around school like that for a fucking week. One time his sandal flipped in the back, so he was just didn't even notice. No one said shit to him. It was crazy.
It's so funny. And of course, shout out to the Whiskey Brothers Studios for letting us be in
Whiskey
here.
Brothers
and do this.
Podcast Network.
Shout out to Slade Ham for running the 1s and 2s. And we have a huge shout out that we'd like to do at the end of every single show.
Yes. We love them. They're like family.
Yeah.
They're like family.
We
I can't
email
even-
constantly. We
Yeah, I
send
know.
Christmas cards.
I text. We text.
Oh,
WhatsApp.
yeah. What's yeah.
Not usable messenger. I don't know why. They
Yeah.
insist on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
It's weird.
Yeah. It's, of course, the San Diego Hat Shop. Or it's the
Hat
Village
Shop-
Hat Shop.
Village Hat Shop of San
There you
Diego.
go. Yep, there we go.
Since 1980.
Since
That's how
1980.
much we love them.
That's how much we love them. We don't remember their name right off the top.
We said it wrong the last episode entirely. When we were saying, I was like, this sounds
That's
wrong.
right.
I feel like we're missing something, but whatever.
Right. That's funny.
Anyway, the Village Hat Shop
of San Diego since 1980.
You're in our thoughts and prayers
Yeah.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's
All
it for shout-outs.
All right, that's the end of this episode. That's it
It's
for
a
us.
wrap?
Yep, that's a wrap.
Please don't do
Please
that.
don't do that ever again.
Please don't do that
Okay.
again. They saw you
They
with
saw-
eyes, with their eyes.
Yeah. No, that's it for us. Guys, we're doing this on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important
It's super
to
important. God's work.
no, I mean this is important. I mean it's important to like tell other people.
Right. Okay. Well, if you liked it, please like and subscribe
Please.
on all the major things.
We're on all the things at at Silly Hat Podcast on all social media.
Yeah.
And sillyhatspodcast.com.
And on Instagram.
Yep, everything. And then we're on Twitch, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, all that shit. Please subscribe, tell friends, tell people, tell enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Let them know you know cooler things than them.
And if you
One
learn
up-
a lot from this, you'll learn how to defeat them.
Yeah, one-upsmanship. Never exile your enemies, always kill them. It's one thing you'll learn from the show for sure.
Absolutely. Nick, where can they find you personally?
You can find me on all social media at Nick Hates People and nickhatespeople.com for dates and merch and stuff like that. Come see me do stand-up. Come see us do stand-up. That's our main thing.
Yeah.
So we would love for that.
Most definitely. You can find me on William Lynn Loden Jr. on Facebook. You can find me at Will_Loden on Instagram. And you can find me in all my tour dates, and not that I'm on a tour. You can find all my dates on gunsandliquor.com.
Best domain name. Best domain name in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Please tell everyone you know.
Yeah.
All that shit. And if you're just listening to this on audio, it's a video podcast as well. Check it out sometimes. It's on Twitch, YouTube, all that shit.
Yep.
All right. Well, have a good night or whatever.
Day.
Have fun.
If you guys are working third shift, fucking crush it.
Hell yeah. Bye.
That concludes this episode of Silly Hats. Thank you for tuning into our program. Created by Will Loden and Nick Palermo. Hosted by Will Loden and Nick Palermo. Researched by Will Loden. Audio and video editing by Nick Palermo. Video recording and additional video support, Slade Ham and Jerry Wayne Longmire. Brought to you by the Whiskey Brothers Network. Recorded at the Whiskey Brothers Studio. Thanks to the Houston Public Library and the Village Hat Shop of San Diego, California since 1980. Follow Silly Hats Podcast on all forms of social media at Silly Hats Podcast. For a full bibliography, follow us on Instagram. We'd like to especially thank the Whiskey Brothers for their support. Drink up, chaps.